Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to RDO Gaming, brought to you by your host, John, RealDealO'Niell. Right now we're going to do the second part of the card reveal, or card reveal part 2, or review I guess really. I'm not revealing anything, they've already been revealed and I'm reviewing them, or something like that. Or I guess maybe if this is your first time watching anything on Hearthstone related content for the Voyage to the Sunken City, then this is a real reveal for you, and you're finding out I can't talk too well. Anyways, let's get into it. Alright, first up we have Immortalized in Stone. It is a 7 cost, a common paladin spell, which sounds expensive, and we end up summoning a 1/2, 2/4, and 4/8 Sea Guardian with Taunt. So let's see, first we have the Worn statue, which is the 1/2, the Living statue, which is a 2/4, and then the Pristine statue, which is a 4/8. And they're all elementals. I don't know if that's going to apply or be applicable at all, but I don't know. The spell itself is a holy spell, which that usually does apply for Paladin specifically. And I don't know. It's, let's see, in total that's 7 worth of stats for attack, and that's 14, so it's 7/14 for 7. I mean, I guess that's not terrible stat wise, but they're all individual minions, not one big minion. So I'm really not sure how well this is gonna work. I know I've seen a card already that's gonna be able to use this one well, but we're gonna have to kind of see how it plays out. Next up, we have a 1 cost 1/1 Piranha Swarmer, and it has Rush. And after you summon a Piranha Swarmer, gain +1 attack. I have mentioned this already before. We had that one card that's a Shaman one where you add 3 of them to your hand. And so this is the card itself, so you can throw these into your deck. You can throw 2 of them into your deck. And as you see, they have a bunch of other ones for the colors. And they're I think good removal cards. It's okay. It by itself not all that great, but as we're about to see, Shaman seems to be heavily playing into it. We have Piranha Poacher, which is a 3 cost 2/5 rare. At the end of your turn, add a 1/1 Piranha Swarmer to your hand. So for however long this can stay out, you'll keep getting more Piranha Swarmers, which will be causing your first initial one to keep getting bigger. And this is a good statted minion for 3 cost. It's a 2/5. It's more defensively statted, and it could be okay. I mean, Shaman Murloc has been a thing before, so we might see more potential utility with that. This is an underwater theme, so there probably is more, Murloc related stuff. We'll see. Next up, for Shaman, we have a 1 cost common Scalding Geyser. It deals 2 damage and allows you to dredge. That's pretty nice. We saw earlier with one of the Nagas that, for each spell type that you've played, you get to produce a 3/3 elemental. And having this first turn, bam, 2 damage, dredge, great. I mean, if you hold this, we haven't seen what the Sunken card is for Shaman yet. But when we do, I'm going to assume that this will also, take an effect too. And deal 2 damage is nice. Fire spell early, right off the bat for 2 damage. I think it's a good card overall. Next up, Cutlass Courier. It's a 3 cost 2/5. After your hero attacks, draw a pirate. And we've seen there's a few pirates already in the set. Right now we have Mr. Smite, number 1 to think of. He's a 6/5 with charge and gives all your pirates charge. And so you could second turn equip your weapon for rogue. Oh, that's right, this is a rogue class. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So you would second turn, pay 2, equip a 1/2 weapon. Could attack, couldn't attack, you could save it until you play this next turn. Play him on turn 3, attack, bam, get a new pirate in your hand. Get ready to play something else. And I think it's a good utility card. Could allow you to just draw Mr. Smite if that's the only other pirate you have in your deck or whatever. Another one of these. So if you had 2 of them out, you attack, you draw 2 different pirates. I don't know if pirate's going to be the rogue thing or not, but we'll see. They have some. I believe Edward Van Cleve falls into the pirate category as well. So I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. I'll work on some theory crafting for decks, and I'll try to get like a big deck list going together for different things. And also, if you want to pitch me your deck ideas, what you think I should build, work on, and play, and we'll explore the voyage together, or we'll take the voyage together. Whatever. Next up, we have a 3-cost common switcheroo for a priest, and it allows you to draw 2 minions and swap their stats. Um, I really don't know about the whole swapping stat thing. You know, that could be kind of a if you have something specific that you're aiming for, like some lower cost in ones, but some also high cost ones, like the colossal, it's an 8/10. You can switch it out for like a trog if you're playing that, and that's a 1/2 for one that would have 8/10 worth of stats, which would be nice for 1 mana. But you know that might not work out too well. In general, I think it's a great card though, because 3 costs, draw 2 minions. That's really good. Like, and that's 2 minions out of your deck, so your deck's starting to thin out and become more of what you want it to be, and it could be really nice. So we shall see. Next up, we have a 2-cost, 2/2 seafloor savior. It is a paladin common minion. It's a mech, which is nice. We've been seeing some more mechs in this set. And it's kind of a cute picture. You got, you know, the little mech saving a little turtle, and the turtle has a little bandage on its back. It has Battle Cry and Dredge. If it's a minion, give this minion's attack and health. We already have a lot of minion-based stuff for, you know, Paladin. I think this is going to slot in with any Paladin deck, an aggressive deck even. I mean, because you're going to allow probably a cheap cost minion to have an additional +2/+2 worth of stats. And there's a buff Paladin already too. So it gives that minion its attack and health. So if you end up buffing this with like Bannerman, giving a +1/+1, that means whatever minion you decided to dredge will be +3/+3 in stats. It's overall, this is going to be a great card. And I'm glad it's a common, very easily accessible, and super easy to craft. So I think we'll be seeing this a lot. Next up, we have Gifts of Azshara. It's a 2-cost, rare for mage. It's an arcane spell school. It draws a card. If you played a Naga while holding this, do it again. Cool. It's cool if you played a Naga while holding it because it's 2 to draw 2, which is great. That's 2 for 2. And if you top deck it, however, it's 2 to draw 1, which is kind of like, okay, I guess. I mean, Arcane Intellect is 3 to draw 2, and that's more guaranteed than something that's more specific on that. But, if you're playing this, you're obviously going to run it in a Naga-based deck. So this and its spells, it's going to work for those decks that you're playing specifically for those things. Other than that, it's not going to be good because, like, if you're just wanting additional card draw, it's not all that great. And you're just going to have to, specifically play it with Nagas. Twin Bow Terracoil. Now, this guy is pretty awesome. Or female, it looks like. Who knows? Whatever. Thing. It's 4-cost, 4/4 for Hunter. Rare. Battlecry. If you cast a spell while holding this, your next spell casts twice. Now, see, this works well because it goes in Hunter. I mean, a Hunter's going to want to play a lot of spells. And they usually do with Quest Hunter, and they deal damage spells. And so far we've seen the Legendary, that's already damage centric for any spells that you cast. And then we also have this Naga, which is also going to work very well because for your damage spells. So earlier we talked about, playing Piercing Shot. It's a 4-cost, deal 6 damage, excess damage, goes over. And so this says, Battle Cry, if you cast a spell while holding this, your next spell casts twice. So any spell you cast while holding this, which can be the quest. So first turn ban, play that. This is already activated. Fourth turn comes around, you play it. And any spell you cast after that, doesn't have to be in that same turn, will cast twice. You could do Aim Shot, which deals 3 damage. Your next hero power deals 2 more damage. So that'd be 2 of them. That'd be 6 damage. Then your hero power deals 6 damage. That's 12 damage. That's a lot of frickin' value. This is definitely going to see play. This is going to be crazy. Hunter's going to be crazy. And I'm excited to play it. Alright, moving on. Next up, we have the 5-cost. It's a spell for druid, common. Choose one spell. We have summon a 6/6 orca with taunt, or summon 6 1/1 otters with rush. I feel like we'll see more or less a lot more of the 1/1 otters with rush. It makes for a good board clear. And for 5, I mean, you're getting 6/6 in stats. Not terrible. Now, there are some cards that allow you to, if you've cast to choose one spell, get the other spell, version of the choose one, and so they have it kind of split up. You have Order of the Orca, which is a 5 cost, it's a summon a 6/6 orca with taunt, or Romp of Otters, which summons the 6/1 otters with rush. And I hate to be that guy, but I'll be that guy. It says summon 6/1 otters with rush. There are 4 otters in the picture. I can understand on Flipper's Friends how, there's probably too much going on because you have the orca and, some otters, so they wanted to save some space. But on Romp of Otters, you could have thrown in 6 otters. There shouldn't be 4. It's a stupid little thing. I don't know why I'm being OCD like that, but it doesn't really matter. In the end, it's a silly, silly thing for me to complain about. But still a thing. And if we want, we can kind of see the little token. Aw, that otter's so cute. Has a little squid friend. And then the orca is a big old orca with 2 little fishy friends. Looks cool. They kind of made a lot of cute things in this set, I've noticed. Well, I don't mind. Cute things are cute. Next, we have multistrike. It's a 1 cost rare for Demon Hunter. It's a fell spell. And that's usually applicable because there is a minion that, recreates every single fell spell you've cast this turn. Cast this turn. I don't know if I said cost, but well, whatever. It gives your hero +2 attack this turn, and they may attack an additional enemy minion. So just, base, it's 4 damage they can deal to 2 different minions, 2 damage you can deal to 2 different minions, or 4 damage to 1 minion. Or if it's second turn you cast it, that's 3 damage, and so that's 6 you can deal. Or you can just attack their face and deal 2 damage. If it's some additional push for damage, then there you go. Overall okay spell. Not great, not bad. Next up we have Amalgam of the Deep, 2 cost 2/3. And it has Battle Cry, choose a friendly minion, discover a minion of the same type. Now, it's been I guess it hasn't been too long. I think the last one we had was Circus Amalgam in Whispers, no, not Whispers, but in that Carnival set we just had. But this Amalgam, just like the others, is all creature types, and so if you notice, it has like a little pirate hook, maybe some metal right here. He's like a demon wing. Looks like now they've added like the little Naga tail to it. Shark head for like the beast. Little Murloc fins coming up here. It's really cool. I've always enjoyed all the Amalgam arts. And so I think this will have great utility, especially with, Druid has kind of some beast-based stuff, and I have Warrior right now has pirates. And I think this will be played in a pirate deck. You have a pirate out that hasn't died, play him, get another pirate. It's going to allow you to keep generating your quest, and that's just going to make your quest that much better. And they'll probably end up nerfing, I think, the quest and making it harder for you to achieve it, but it's understandable. It has some good synergy with it. And I think you'll see play, especially in epics. Any decent, cost and statted epic is definitely probably going to see play because it has good utility. I think this is the first Amalgam that actually is an epic. The other ones have been common, so there's a reason why this one's an epic. Alright, the Garden's Grace, a 10 cost, epic spell. Give a minion +5/+5 in Divine Shield. Now it costs 1 less for each mana you spent on holy spells this game. So and it's not per spell you've cast, it is for the total mana cost. And so as we saw with that other 7 cost one, it will reduce this by 7, make it only cost 3, which is nice. Later on we'll get to a minion that will really use the benefit of having a single holy spell targeted. And I don't know. It's probably you probably won't run both. I don't think. This can work though with slowly reducing it. You'll play like a 2 cost spell, 3 cost spell. That's by 5, so now it's 5 to give a minion +5/+5 in Divine Shield. Or later on it shows up. It's an okay card to show up later too because it will constantly keep getting reduced and eventually cost 0 if you have enough mana for it. And so I think it's an overall good spell, and we'll probably see it. The 7 cost 5/5. It's the Colossal Warrior, or it's the Colossal minion for Warrior, Nelly the Great Thresher, and it has Colossal 1, so it has 1 appendage, which is Nelly's Pirate Ship, which is a 2/6. And so Battlecry, discover 3 pirates to crew Nelly's ship. And Nelly's pirate ship has Taunt, Death Rattle, add Nelly's pirate crew to your hand. They cost 1. And that's awesome. I really enjoy that. because that's a lot more pirate synergy, as I was talking about with Pirate Warrior. It's going to be pretty awesome. Now, it costs 7. Usually, Pirate Warrior has, I think, the biggest card in it is Mr. Smith, Mr. Smite. I forgot his name. Anyways, he costs 6, so this isn't going to interfere with that slot. And so you could, I don't know, with the cards rotating, if it needs a space, you could throw it in there. It's kind of later game, so you might not need it. Now, this does have the potential to get you 3 Mr. Smites, and that is 3/6/5s with charge, giving all your other pirates charge as well. Or just 1 Mr. Smite and 2 other pirates is still going to allow all your pirates to have charge. I mean, just getting 1 of them, I think, will be really awesome. Now it says discover 3 pirates, so that's 3 separate versions of, discover. So you're gonna 1 round discover a pirate, 2 rounds, second round discover 1, and third round also discover 1. And so that's some good odds to hopefully get a Mr. Smite. And I don't know, I feel like this card will probably get nerfed, but we'll see. I think it's gonna be a really great card. Later turn play, so I mean it's not gonna hold up that well against like faster decks, but I mean if it comes into play, it's going to be nice. I'm really looking forward to playing it. Now, the only thing that is a downfall is it does have death rattle ability for it to trigger, so people can, Priest has an ability to silence it, or there is an ability to bounce it back to your hand, or put it at the bottom of your library, and then therefore you're just stuck with a 5/5 that costs 7, and doesn't feel all that great. Moving on. Now we have a 7 cost, common for Druid, Miracle Growth. Draw 3 cards, summon a plant with taunt and stats equal to your hand size. There's a little minion right there, so it will have stats equal to your hand size. So base, it's going to be a 3/3 no matter what, because you're going to draw 3 cards. So if you top deck it, you draw 3 cards, and you get a 3/3 minion with taunt, which is nice. Taunt, I think it's a good minion to have. And then, if at max you play it with 7, or with, you have 8 cards in your hand, you cast this, you'll have 7. Draw 3, you'll have a 10/10. And that's really awesome too. And hopefully you have something else to play. You might want to cast it when you have like 7 cards, so then you'll have 9 in the end and have some ability to, do something with it. And you're not overdrawing and losing a card. It's a really nice card, and I think overall we'll see some play. Next up, we have a 7 cost for 5 legendary creature for Druid, Hedra the Heretic. Its battle cry is for each spell you cast while holding this, summon a minion of that spell's cost. It's a Naga. So you have to have it in your hand. So once again, top decking this is really going to kind of suck. So if it's not there earlier, then this will kind of fall flat. The spell we just saw was 7 costs. So I mean, having this in your hand, you play that one first. I wonder how that triggers, because you'll draw 3 cards. I don't think this will have an effect on that until it's actually in it for each spell you've cast while holding this. So yeah, that spell wouldn't work if you drew into it. You'd have to have it in your hand and then play it to draw the cards. It could be good. Could also fall flat, like, if it's not in your hand. It's just going to kind of suck. Because you top deck it, then it's like, well, this does nothing. You could literally play it as a 4/5 that does nothing. It's just going to feel really, really bad not to be able to, put this with some sort of spells. Next up, we have an 8 cost. It is Mage's Colossal Minion, Gaia the Tectonic. It is a 5/7. And it has Colossal 2, so it's going to pop out 2 appendages. After friendly mech attacks, deal 1 damage to all enemies. So it comes out with 2 mechs, both with rush. So when they attack, that's going to be 2 damage that's going to deal to all enemy minions, or all enemies in general. So that's 2 damage to the face and 2 damage to the board. Now with this, so if you're able to dredge this up, there's a card I'll show you later that will come with this. It'll probably be in my next, review video. But there is a way to be able to have one of those, mecha sharks and make this cost 7. And if you're able to do that, it's going to pull off very nicely. Because that's going to be 3 mech minions that you get off of it that you play at turn. It'll be a turn 10, like, crazy thing, right? So it'll be turn 10 play. You're going to deal 9 damage, and then 2 more damage just in general across the board. If there's minions alive after that 9 damage has gone off. And so it's a nice card. And I think just in general, by itself, play it turn 8. It, there's probably going to be some minions out. 2 damage just across the board, deal with some tokens or whatever's going on. And that they're dealing 2 damage themselves to whatever they're attacking. And then you're left with hopefully just a 5/7 on board. That and the other mechs, or I mean that's the best thing though, is like if you're playing a mech mage, or even with that one frickin' amalgam we just saw, that counts as a mech. You already have some mechs on board. You play him, you're gonna have those 2/3s and then just additional mechs to also attack with. So I don't think you're gonna run him just solo in a deck. You could, but you're probably also gonna play it with other mechs as well, and it's gonna make for a really good card. Alright, and lastly, we have Gigafin. It's the Warlock Colossal minion. It has Colossal 1, and so we're going to have 1 appendage. And it's a 7/4 Battle Cry. Devour all enemy minions. Death Rattle, spit them all back out. And as you can see, obviously eats it through one hole, and that is technically its, that's its butt. That's literally what it's connected to. That's like its end. That also has a mouth. So that's kind of weird. This has Taunt and Death Rattle. Permanently destroy all minions inside of Gigafin. I mean, for 8 mana, you're getting 11/11 in stats, which is good. And if this ends up, getting silenced or whatever, return back to your hand, put it at the bottom of your deck, then it's not going to really work out too well for you. But Warlock is good at, destroying their own things and destroying everything. So I feel like this will end up popping off consistently. And it will be pretty nice to see. I'm looking forward to it. Now we see a few. And also worth noting, a Murloc. Okay, thank you everyone. This was my reveal number 2. I really appreciate you all tuning in and watching this. Leave a comment down below. Like if you want to. Subscribe if you want to, if you enjoy this kind of content. And I hope to see you all in the next video.